Now, the ceasefire between Israel and Gaza, which has now been in effect for just over 24 hours, appears to be holding. The Israeli Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, warned today his country was prepared to act in the event that peace is violated. But Israeli troops have begun pulling away from the border, and reservists have been stood down as some semblance of normal life returns. In southern Israel, residents have begun venturing out for the first time in 8 days without a fear of rocket attacks. And it's a similar picture in Gaza City. Our chief correspondent, Alex Thompson, is there. Alex.
Yes, Christian. Well, just about winding down. The most extraordinary party's been going on in Gaza City and across the Gaza Strip for about 24 hours now. An awful lot of talk here of victory. There's another toot on the car there. Well, that sort of talk is probably best left here, as it should be in Israel. If there is any sort of victory tonight, it lies in a place called Cairo in Egypt, and it's diplomatic, not military. But as I say, an extraordinary party on the streets of Gaza today.
Party on, a show of joy, relief and unity. The flags of Hamas, Islamic Jihad and Fatah. All factions are friends today, at least in public. The Kalashnikovs are celebratory for now, but Hamas was pledging to break the ceasefire even on day one if the blockade of Gaza isn't lifted.
If the Palestinians will stay under occupation in the West Bank and here under Israeli Gaza under siege, I don't think there is going to be a long ceasefire. Yani one day or in a few days, a few weeks, a few months, they're going to break this ceasefire. Yani.
By occupation, he means this: Erez, just one militarized crossing from Gaza to Israel. And Israel decides what crosses goods, people. It is a complete commercial stranglehold on a place desperate to be a country. Policemen able to show themselves on the streets without being targets for the first time in 9 days. Fighters too, and so many people in Gaza claim their ability to fire rockets at Tel Aviv and Jerusalem has changed everything. We went north this morning, as did so many Gazans, to areas they'd fled in recent days.
Up here in North Gaza, close to the frontier with Israel, people are used to the airstrikes that come in, the craters that pockmark the countryside and that destroy their buildings. Let's face it, it's happened now every few years. So when you come here, you'll find a sense of relief and immediate happiness, of course, but people are pretty skeptical about whether the peace will last.
God willing, I hope it holds. But I'm 50-50. They've been breaking their promises since the Prophet's day.
Mobility scooter meets Hamas flag. Ahmad Atta lost both legs in the last Israeli invasion. So, will a ceasefire become a peace? It could, he said, but first we need to give thanks to President Morsi of Egypt. Across Gaza, he's something of a new hero, and they're even impressed in Israel. The Egyptian president right now the best hope for peacekeeping here.
Egypt was able to regain its regional role as a regional player, mediating between the Palestinians and Israelis and convincing both them to reach a ceasefire agreement.
In the city, the flags, the rallies, talking up victory. In the countryside, the Hamas song is, "We're going to bomb Tel Aviv." But away from politics, what about people, lives disrupted by all this? Yesterday, we filmed Awad and his mum, Sabah, taking shelter in a school in Gaza City. Frightened, disorientated, a severely disabled boy caught up in all this. Today, diplomacy had delivered. Sabah was at home with the family in Atatra.
It's good that we're okay. I'm very happy. I can't believe it. I'm shivering.
That face, Sabah said, means he's feeling happy and safe. And with an arms round from brother Mahmoud and no sound of an explosion.
Well, I can do no more than leave you with the situation here. Standing on a road, the traffic is moving normally. Well, it's not at the moment. They've disappeared for some reason. I couldn't have done this for the last 8 days without being dolled up in a flak vest, and I wouldn't have done it even so because it wouldn't have been safe. There you go, the traffic's back. Some semblance of normality, but an awful long way to go here in terms of political progress, to put it mildly. Back to you.
Thanks, Alex. Now, it's been another positive day on the markets. At the close, the index of 100 leading shares was up 39 points. That's a rise of 2/3 of 1%.